We bop and hippity hop. I'm as happy as I can be. Whoa, boom, boom, and hippity zoom. Love is sweet, love is man, works one. We bop and hippity hop. I'll never be a millionaire. Whoa, boom, boom, and hippity zoom. I'm in love, I'm in love, I'm in love. I don't care.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today, as you can tell from the title, we are doing my first book haul. I'm so excited about this because I got a lot of books that I want to show off. I recently tried getting back into reading. I think what's so difficult is that as an English teacher, I'm teaching literature on a daily basis. So when I get home, my mind doesn't automatically go to, oh, I need to read for fun, because no, what my reading consists of is work. And so I need to separate the two and have like fun reading, work reading, and be able to do both. So I've been trying to do that more, but it takes some time, because when I get off work, I'm like, okay, Netflix or Hulu or my Apple TV or whatever, and just trying to catch up on different TV shows or movies, which I also love, but I want to get back to books some too. I just recently binged a lot of my books and unhauled them, but I wish I would have made a video of that, because there were like 300 plus books that I have unhauled. I'm doing the whole tidying up with Mariko. If it sparks joy, then I keep it. But today's haul is brought to you by Edward McKay's, which is now just McKay's in Greensboro. So if you didn't know that, now you know. This is a secondhand bookstore where you get to buy super cheap books, and it's amazing. And sometimes they have brand new books, which they have some of those that I have. But for the most part, they're just old books that no one wanted anymore and sold them to the store. So I just want to jump right on into the book haul. I bought the first book at Edward McKay's about a week ago. And when I saw it, I had seen it a few times there before, but I was like, that looks corny. But one day I was like, okay, let me actually check this book out. And it's a bunch of short stories, and I had no idea. The name of the book is Thriller, and the tagline is stories to keep you up at night. Now, when I bought this book, I did not see this big part right here. And as soon as I saw it when I got home, I was like, but I'm still gonna give it a try. He just edited this selection. So really, he's not really writing anything, I don't believe. I think it's just a bunch of different other authors that are on this list, as you can see here. I've been wanting to get into more thrillers, horror novels, because I haven't really read a lot of them. I love thriller movies and suspense movies, but I need to get into it in book form. So yeah, that's that. The second book is a young adult book that has been so hyped on BookTube for a while now. And I first saw it with my friend Brianna Wilson. If you're watching, Brianna, hi. But we graduated college together, and I think it was my junior year. She walked into class carrying this book, and I was like, well, what is it about? And she told me, and I was like, I need to read it. And then it just blew up on BookTube. So the name of that book is Scythe by Neal Shusterman. So for those of you who don't know about Scythe, it is based in the future where humans have found out the whole aging process thing, and now we don't die. Well, of natural causes, that is. So scythes are trained to go and kill people on their like kind of hit list, just to keep the population mellow and even, because if people can't die, like they gotta die somehow, so they gotta kill them. So the scythes go around and kill the people on their lists. And there are two characters, a boy and a girl, who are apprentices to a scythe, and they have to learn the trade. Otherwise, they could end up on one of those lists. From what I understand of it, that's the gist, but I'm gonna read it soon and let you all know what I think. The next book that I have is just gorgeous and very cool looking, and that is Dark Matter by Blake Crouch, and he is the author of Wayward Pines, which was a TV show, if you remember, a few years ago. I watched maybe the first 5 minutes of the first episode and never continued. But just, I mean, how beautiful is this cover? Like, it looks like shredded paper that people tried to put back together, and it feels like it. Like, it's very textured, and it has dark matter. And then the best part, it's got red pages. What? It's so cool. as soon as I saw the red pages, I was like, ooh, I need to see what that's about. And it sounds pretty good. So what it is Jason hears the words, "Are you happy in your life?" right before someone bangs something on the back of his head and he is unconscious. And when he wakes up, people are like, "Welcome back." And it turns out that the life he thought he had isn't actually his life, and that he's actually a genius, and people like just worship him and want to know what he's thinking at all times. And he is just kind of torn because he felt like his last life was his real life, but now they're saying that this is his real life. So he wants to know what's the dream, what's reality, what's going on, and it just sounds like a page-turning thriller that I am very interested in. Next, we have probably my favorite find at Edward McKay's because it's not brand new. I don't know when it was released, but it's relatively new. And when I saw it there, my heart just dropped and I was like, I'm buying it. And it was still full price, don't get me wrong. Like, it was still like $16, $17, but you can't really beat that. So I have The Woman in the Window by A.J. Finn. This book is very hyped in the thriller booktube community. And everyone is just saying amazing things about it. But it's about this woman who has agoraphobia, I believe. But she just kind of stays in her apartment, and one day, neighbors move in across the street, and she witnesses something that is troubling. So that's all I know. That's all I really want to know. I know that it has got so much hype around it, and I am hoping it is very similar to Alfred Hitchcock's Rear Window, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. I am just ready to read this book because I think it's going to be amazing. So this will probably be the next read that I pick up. So I'm excited. Next, we have a book that has been on BookTube for a while now, and I actually have the Kindle version of this book, but I wanted to buy it in hardcover, especially when I saw it in person. I was like, this is actually really beautiful. It was only $2.50, so that's another reason I bought it, and it's hardcover, so yeah. And that book is Vicious by V.E. Schwab. So Vicious is about two college friends who are kind of loners, but they are super smart and super determined. They work together to create superhuman abilities, and that happens, and then fast forward 10 years, and one of them has just gotten out of jail and is hunting down the other one because now they are arch enemies. And it kind of talks about the world that is created by these two with the creation of superhuman abilities, and all the different supernatural characters, I suppose, including the two main characters. And there's already a sequel to this book, Vengeful, but it does not match this cover, which kind of depresses me, but not too badly considering I really think this cover is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, I like the new cover a lot more, but it's just very silky and very smooth and cute, and for $2.50, I just couldn't pass it up. So I'm thinking maybe having the physical edition of this book will make me want to read it quicker, because I've had it on my Kindle for maybe 2 or 3 years, since it was like first starting to be big on BookTube. But hopefully now that I have it in its physical form, I want to read it. Next, we have a book that I found right before I left the store, and I'm so glad that I did. The name of that book is Final Girls by Riley Sager. Our main character escapes from a sorority massacre. 9 of her sorority sisters were killed, and she was the final girl, the only one left surviving. Now, she is in contact with a few other final girls who have gone through similar circumstances, but all of a sudden, the other final girls that she's grown close with start falling one by one. And this main character needs to figure out why and who is up to all this madness before she is the next victim. So I thought it sounded really good. Obviously going with my thriller mood right now, and the reviews sounded pretty good. So I'm hoping for a good one. Last, but certainly not least, we have The Outsider by Stephen King. For those of you who don't know me, I am a strong advocate for Stephen King's writing. A lot of people say it's kind of hokey and gross and not real writing. Whatever, I don't care. I love it. I eat it up. Granted, I've only read 2 full novels by him. I've started a few Like The Stand, I've started but haven't finished it because that thing is like hulking and intimidating. But I've read maybe half of The Stand. I read Rage, which is really good, but really kind of creepy with the whole backstory about it. I read The Long Walk, which is probably my favorite novel of all time. I read a lot of his short stories from Night Shift and Skeleton Crew. And yeah, I really think his writing is kind of the shit. So, Outsider by Stephen King. It is one of his newest works. So what the story is about is an 11-year-old boy's dead body is found violated in a town park in a small town. And all evidence points toward our, I assume, main character, this one guy. And it seems like an open and shut case. It seems like everything just fell into place and they know exactly who did it. But this guy has an alibi, and there's evidence proving that his alibi is correct. So how could two different stories be true? And this story kind of takes that idea and pushes it to its limits. So I'm excited to look more into this one and see what it is about and what is going on with the story, because it sounds very intriguing and thrilling. So hopefully I enjoy it. I'm really hoping to get to it soon as well. All right, so that was my book haul. I know there were only 7 books, but I'm trying to limit my spending, guys. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it from you. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. I would love to add you to the family. We are 41 strong right now, but hopefully many more in the future. I am very pleased with that number though. If you haven't turned on the notification bell, please do that so you are notified every time that we post a new video, because it's twice a week now. It's every Saturday and Wednesday, and it just kind of happened to be like that. And hopefully I keep it up, so that's cool. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye. Number 2. I'm so hyped up on BoobTube. What? Next, we have... And last but certainly... Really? And last but certainly not... Why can I not say that?